Least it was cool. Usually on water.
Oh, yeah. About 10 degrees cooler there. Yeah, like an eighth of an inch of water. Where it's just been fucking right into the furniture, the wood floor.
So was it here? So that's
No. No, honestly, I don't remember. Don't remember. Correct. I'm trying to make some sense. Yeah, no, the lights were on, but nobody was home. Yeah. Well, it is what yeah, the last thing I remember was talking about westerns. Huh? But I want, there's a difference between one and I want, but the guy made me he, I don't even know if I need to stick around.
End of February to March. We did. And then it's like, I don't want to go there. Like, you know, what do you do? It's like, which one? My friend traveled back. I can't wait to see your pictures on camera. Metro Star sent me over here. Huh? Metro Star sent me over here. Yeah.
you messing with stuff.
Got a bike ride for you.
Oh, you know what? So what I've been doing is I've been doing that same one and I'm trying to beat my time. So that's what I'm doing. Because I mean that's a smooth. I mean it's 11 bars. And so I've done it. So I'm just trying to get the time down. Oh, no, I'm talking about from Kansas City. I did one time. Yeah, I did one time, and I had to stop that No, I did not. I don't think I did. Just give me a little bit. Let me get going. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Okay. Hot in here. Actually, I had to get these. I got all this on. Man. Where's no one's at? I got this one. Nobody's sitting here. Man, I am burning up.
Okay?
Well, you're out there, and then I told Eric about my DC. So he's gonna call that guy to get it in.
Howard?
Yeah, because it's.
Percolator rather than AC?
Yeah, you know, it might be, it might be the fan. Oh, oh, thank you, Ashley. That's awesome. I was just on the, oh, that feels good. Oh, huh? Oh, man. Hey. Black and khaki. All right. Now it's. Yeah. Oh, they can hear it, they can feel it up there, Ashley. This is awesome.
That's for the water tap in the storm? For the water tap in the storm? Something glad they have it. So making sure. O'Reilly's there in Canton. There'll be a whole bunch of business coming to Swan. Besides us. I'm sure they did. Okay. I mean, we used to have Napa hardware. In a small store. All the
I'd like to call this a regular Florence City Council meeting to order Monday, August 5th, 2024. Please rise for pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten.
Here.
Counselor Stiefel.
Here.
Counselor Mergelman.
Here.
Counselor Gardner.
Here.
Counselor Stone.
Here.
Counselor McKinnon. Here. Mayor Wolf.
Here. Item 3, presentations. Dr. Joseph McGarry Day Proclamation. Last Friday, and the way this was presented to us with a long break in between our meetings, we are reading this proclamation after the fact. I went to the ceremony, the celebration ceremony for Dr. McGarry up at the VAs on Friday. They had a really good retirement celebration for him. And I'd like to just read to you the proclamation that we read there. Proclamation. Whereas Dr. Joseph McGarry began his career by attending quality assurance meeting at the Bruce McCandless Veterans Community Learning, VCLC in 1977, and thus establishing the beginning of his 47 consecutive years of service while simultaneously providing physician services to the community of Florence, Colorado. And whereas over the past 47 years, Dr. McGarry has provided primary care medical services to about 1,000 veterans and spouses or widows of veterans. And whereas while serving as the primary care physician, Dr. McGarry came to know his residents personally, ensured weekly on-site visits were made, emergency care was provided, and promptly responded to any resident in need. He brightened the lives of the residents with his personal care and frequent visits with his lovable dogs who regularly did rounds with him. And whereas Dr. McGarry became the medical director of the McCandless Veterans Home in 1999, a leadership role vital to the overall operation of the home, ensuring policies and procedures are up to date with the latest medical standards of practice and all state and VA regulations, overseeing all aspects of clinical care and ensuring the quality of care and quality of life of residents is among the highest in the nation. And whereas in 2024, Dr. McGarry's leadership helped the Bruce McCandless VCLC obtain a 4 out of 5-star rating through the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and received the highest award for the Colorado Pay for Performance program. And whereas under the leadership of Dr. McGarry, the Colorado Department of Human Services and the leadership at the Bruce McCandless Veterans Community Living Center, the home was inducted as the first state veterans home in the nation to become Eden registered and has continued to maintain the Eden Registry for 16 years, following a philosophy of care that promotes individual resident choices for real and meaningful purposes, a shared emotional connection, and living in a community where they are connected and belong. And whereas Dr. McGarry's personal philosophy of care has been a natural fit to support and further the beautiful mission of care. He knows the residents, families, and staff by name and has dedicated his life to helping others live the best life possible. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Steve Wolf, Mayor of the City of Florence, Colorado, do hereby proclaim July 26, 2024 as Dr. Joseph McGarry Day in the City of Florence, Colorado, and urge all citizens to join with me in thanking Dr. McGarry for his amazing service and in wishing him a happy and well-deserved retirement from the Bruce McCandless VCLC. And if you don't know Dr. McGarry, he is one who has just been dedicated to this community for a long time. I can guarantee you right now he is over. It's Monday. He is over there at the Florence Medical Center, and he'll be there till 10 or 11 o'clock tonight working. Amazing man. And, we thank him for all he's done up there. Okay. Okay. Item 4, public comments. Just remember guidelines for public comment to City Council. Please state your name and address for the record. Honor the 3-minute limit and stick to your points. Short, concise presentations are more effective. Summarize, highlight any handouts. Don't read word for word. Address the entire council. Be respectful. And it's also that the city council is not authorized or obligated to discuss, comment on, debate, or act on any matter raised during public comment. The mayor may refer a matter to the city manager or city attorney for immediate comment or clarification, or to city staff to obtain additional information and report back to the city council as appropriate. First up, Henry Thomas. Subject to RV discussion. RV park. And Henry, make sure the green button pushed down on the and speak loud into the microphone.
My name is Henry Thomas. I live at 530 Cyanide, number 15. I wish to discuss and set up a meeting with the people on the list that I have brought before for discussion about the RV park and businesses that don't have licenses.
Okay. And that'd be great. I think if you gave me your list, I will sit down with city staff and we'll see about setting up a meeting with you. Okay. You bet. Okay, and Henry, I've got your phone number, right? Yeah. Okay. Next, Jenny Miley. Subject to discuss outside funding.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't hear much of what Mr. Henry was saying, so is this on? Can you hear me? I don't see green.
Push the button.
Ah, we got green. All
Okay.
systems go.
Okay.
Jenny Miley, Ward 3. Good evening, Council. I know it's been a while. JJ Helping Paws meets the funding requirements for health, safety, prevention, and city ambience. Their services provide a direct public benefit. The feral cat population in Florence is out of control. The cats breed, become sick, and die. Our pets and ourselves are exposed to diseases, and the vile stench lingers for days. At night, the wild dogs and the coyotes come into town to feed on the cats. Our pets and ourselves are at risk of attacks. The feral cat population will be alleviated, and all aspects of Florence will benefit by funding JJ Helping Paws, and it should be more than what you allocated them. As council, you must decide between wants and needs. The archive is the keeper of jigsaw puzzles. These puzzle pieces must be copied when and where discovered and copied again for sharing. When the puzzle pieces are combined, a picture is reviewed. Fremont County Record newspaper of 1880 through 1883 and other archival records show this picture of Florence before the town was incorporated. Miss Emma Davis of Florence paid Canyon a short visit last week. The public school at Florence was taught by Miss Emma K. Davis. At the close of a 7-month school term in 1883, a program was held. Declamations by Carrie Loback, age 10, and Victor McCandless, age 12, were given. Carrie Loback performed an instrumental solo. Dialogues were given by Eva and Eddie Lobeck, age 6 and 7. Minnie, Florence's namesake McCandless, age 12, rehearsed. After incorporation, the Florence Daily Tribune newspaper and other sources of 1888 and 1889 reveal this picture. The Chamber of Commerce adopted articles of incorporation and appointed the following officers. The city clerk lost the registration book from last year, and that is why the judges had to sit yesterday to complete their work. The books have not been found yet. 1888. There is a perfect plague of dogs in Florence. Why does not the hot tamale man start a Wienerwurst factory and help clean the street? At a regular meeting of the Board of Trustees last night, the scavenger ordinance was read and referred back to the town attorney, 1889.
Thank you, Jenny.
Well, I think you should award Helping Paws and Florence.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next, we have Buffy McFadden. I think I'm saying that right. McFadden. And she'd like to discuss Black Hills.
Yes. My name is Buffy McFadden. My address is 45605 West US Highway 50 in Canyon City. Normally, I would have reserved my comments to tell you how excited I am to want to work with you as a future county commissioner of Fremont County as I am running. But more importantly, I've come as a past elected official, as a chairman of Transportation and Energy representing Fremont County, and as a previous county commissioner from Pueblo County about Black Hills. And I can't begin to tell you how important your position is today to intervene. I'm making a plea to please, as you have your own franchise agreement, the importance of Florence playing a role in ensuring affordable electricity for our community, both in the city limits and the surrounding areas, whether it's Rockvale, Coal Creek, Williamsburg, or East Florence, and parts of Penrose, is crucial. What a time to be a city manager. Black Hills is forecasting an 18% increase over 8 years. What would that do to Big D Superfoods that runs on the tightest margins? We need to have a grocery store in our community. What does that do for the seniors? What does that do for your water department at the City of Florence? What does that do for all the governmental entities? I'm proud to say I have a 15-year-old daughter. I know I live in Canyon City, but my daughter is actually going and has been going to Husky High here in Florence. She's already met the police chief. But I can't implore to you enough, having been an elected official, sitting in your shoes, knowing the idea of how much it would cost to hire an attorney so the city could actually intervene on your own. It's important to have your own standing. You have your own franchise agreement, and we're depending on you to be a voice for so many. It will be expensive, but the cost of an 18% increase would be so much greater to every governmental entity, to every department, to every business, and to anyone else who has an electricity bill here in Florence. So that's why I'm here. It's bigger than me just running for commissioner. Please use the power of your office and go after someone who has the best knowledge on how to intervene on our behalf at the PUC. Please.
Thank you. Next, item 5, consent agenda. Consider approving the minutes as written for the regular city council meeting on July 15th, 2024. B, consider approving city expenditures prepared on July 18th, 2024 in the amount of $108,474.27. Prepared on July 25th, 2024 in the amount of $17,392.71. And prepared on July 31st, 2024 in the amount of $14,700. $752.48. D, consider approving the Pioneer Park usage for No-Kai-O and the Florence Chamber of Commerce. And item E, street closure request form, Florence Pioneer Museum. Is there any council member who would like to pull any item from the consent agenda? All right, hearing none. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion, we approve consent agenda A, B, C, and D.
Andy?
And E.
Andy. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. New business. Item 6A, consider approving ordinance 9-2024, an ordinance approving Willow Creek Estates filing number 2, a re-subdivision of lots 1 through 25 and lots 126 through 143, Willow Creek Estates subdivision item. City Planner.
Good evening. The re-subdivision application for the above-mentioned lots is to accommodate townhomes rather than single-family dwellings. The Planning Commission convened on July 20th, 2023 for a public hearing and review of the preliminary plats for Willow Creek Estates filing number 2 and approved the plats subject to the following conditions: a valid CDOT access permit, a system-wide water analysis, final engineering on water tap size, an address plat, and 2 notes to be added to the main plat map. The Planning Commission convened again on July 18th, 2024 to examine the details pertaining to the Willow Creek Estates filing number 2 final plats and conditions. Upon review of all information, the Planning Commission voted unanimously to approve the final plats for Willow Creek Estates filing number 2 and recommended the plats to City Council for a final decision along with the following conditions based on the recommendation of the city engineer pertaining to the system-wide water analysis. The developer shall install water stub connection, blow-off hydrant, and line valve in the northeast corner of the development. The developer shall provide a 40-foot permanent easement for the water stub connection. Is there any additional questions pertaining to the staff report or any information that was provided?
On the Jacobs Engineering report, the bottom paragraph says, however, in accordance with discussions between all parties, it was agreed that there would be long-term benefits, long-term distribution reliability benefits for the development and for the city's distribution system if the developer constructed a stub connection in the northeast portion of their development.
Yes.
Did that include the developer on that discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
And he is here if you would like to speak with him as well.
Okay.
Is this the last item on the Willow Creek thing to keep them from going forward?
Yes, technically. Mm-hmm.
Basically, this is the last thing we have to approve, and
Yes.
they're on the go.
Yep.
And I know in all my discussions with Brandon and being on the Regional Water Board, the loop system is highly recommended because I know of all the issues we have when it's just stubbed out there, and they've got to go out there and blow out the hydrants and the water quality issues that come up there. Okay. Are there any other questions from council? Do we have a motion for options 1 or 2?
I'll make a motion for 1.
Okay, go ahead and read it then.
Okay, fine. Based on the requirements delineated in the City of Florence subdivision regulations, the city council finds the final subdivision plats and address plat for Willow Creek Estates filing number 2, a re-subdivision of lots 1 through 25 and lots 126 through 145. Willow Creek Estates subdivision are hereby approved and subject to the following conditions based on the recommendations of the city engineer. The developer shall install a water stub connection, blow-off hydrant, and line valve in the northeast corner of the development on the west side of Highway 67. B, the developer shall provide a permanent 40-foot wide easement for the water stub connection from the developed street, River Rock Boulevard, to the edge of the right-of-way for Highway 67.
Do we have a second?
Sorry, just to clarify, I think we need to state the ordinance in the motion.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Just the numbering or the title.
Ordinance 9-2024.
Yeah, so just amend your
Approving Willow Creek Estates filing number 2, a re-subdivision of lots 1 through 25 and lots 126 through 143, Willow Creek Estates subdivision.
Okay. Now, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. All right. New business, item B, award funding under the City of Florence's outside agency funding requests program for 2024. The table listed before shows the original amount requested. Up on the board, we have the amount that we came to. As stated above, the city has allocated $20,000 for its outside agency funding in 2024, and we met that target. City manager, anything here?
No, just please make a motion for each entity individually.
Okay.
And sorry, I'll just reiterate my point for anyone that missed the workshop or previous meetings, that one reason we're voting individually, but also please feel free to recuse for any of these organizations that you have a financial or pecuniary interest in. My understanding is that nobody has such an interest, and therefore no one needs to recuse, but just wanted to throw that reminder out there.
Okay. All right, we have a motion for Florence Architectural and Cultural Traditions.
Okay, I'd like to make the motion to award the Florence Architectural and Cultural Traditions $1,250 under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Do we have a motion for the Florence Arts Council?
Just real quick,
Yeah.
I make a suggestion that you can voice vote these if you would like, but you can roll call as well.
Oh, we can voice. Okay.
You're only required to do roll call on resolution and ordinance.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have a motion, Florence Arts Council?
I'll make a motion for Florence Arts Council, $2,500 under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Motion passes. Florence Chamber of Commerce.
I move to award the Florence Chamber of Commerce funding in the amount of $3,000 under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. Florence Historical Archives.
I'll make a motion that we fund Florence Historical Archives, what is it? $1,500 from the nonprofit funds, outside agency funds.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed? Same sign. Any abstain? Motion passes. Florence Merchants Association.
Florence Merchants Association, funding in the amount of $2,500 under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Same sign. Any abstain? Florence Pioneer Museum and Research Center.
I'll make a motion to award the Florence Pioneer Museum and Research Center $3,000 under the City of Florence outside agency funding request program for 2024.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. Florence Senior Community Center.
I'll make a motion we fund Florence Senior Community Center. What did that come out to be? $1,900 from the city's outside agency funding requests.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Motion passes. J&J's Helping Paws.
I move to award J&J's Helping Paws funding in the amount of $1,000 under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. Miller Keto American Legion Post 25.
I'll award Miller Keto American Legion Post number 25, $1,250.
Second.
You need to complete, does she need to complete that?
Right. Under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
You have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Nature's Educators.
I'll make a motion we fund Nature's Educators $675 out of the City of Florence's outside agency funding request.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. Pioneer Day Board.
I'll award the Pioneer Day Board funding in the amount of $1,425 under the City of Florence's outside agency funding request program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. New business item C. Everything we talked about did not require any changes in the resolution. It was just language in the application. And so new business C basically off the table. Okay. All right, council updates. Rudel.
Got me unaware. Month ago was the 4th of July. We had the famous duck race. And there's one piece of the tradition left over. Sam gets his duck. Not only a duck, this is the winning duck for the 2024 Rotary Duck Race. We couldn't do it without you. Appreciate it by both clubs. I did go to the FEDC meeting and got caught up on what was going on there with city planning meeting. But I think one of the big things that I was involved in this weekend is our county fair has become a very, very impressive program down here. If you went by and saw all they were doing down there, and there again, it's right in our backyard. There were a lot of Florence people there, a lot of Florence kids there, and I was just tickled to be part of it.
Thank you. Brenda?
I have nothing to report.
Matt?
No report.
Tammy? James?
No report.
Gail?
Preservation was last Thursday, and we have 1, 2, 3 applications in the works, and we just got a fourth one for preserving something. I'm not saying anymore.
Okay, thank you. Mayor's report. Attended the 2024 class reunion down at the Florence Brewery, and I got kudos about our 4th of July celebration, because a lot of the kids have moved to Pueblo, but they come back every single year and bring their family and bring their friends and say it's the best time. So they wanted to make sure that we don't stop having the 4th of July. I've attended several senior coffee hours and talked to the folks there. I helped trim trees downtown with Tammy. Yeah. We went around and trimmed just the base of the trees, and the city was nice enough to allow us to dump those on the city property there. Attended the business after hours at the Baker's Rack. Those are always fun to go to. Like I said before, I attended the retirement celebration for Dr. McGarry. And again, the veterans home up there, just couldn't say enough about what he has done for them and the community. I met with the city staff. I included city manager, planner, past code enforcement, concerning a citizen trying to come to a resolution and be able to complete some construction. Attended a planning commission meeting. I helped out with the Pioneer Museum celebration. That was a lot of fun. Came down and helped for a little bit there. I attended at the county fair the celebration for Brenda Jackson, the county attorney, and her retirement. And again, that was well attended and well deserved. And I've also talked to another citizen and group who's talked about, it's called the Colorado Junior Rodeo Association. And they had an event here at Pathfinder Park. And they were so enthralled with Pathfinder Park that, they're looking at the possibility of holding the state event. Maybe moving the state event from Lamar to here. And again, even though that is a county facility, it has to benefit Florence. And if we know things like that are going on, the merchants groups, the Chamber of Commerce, restaurants, we talked about what they could do to promote Florence here. And, it would be good to go down and survey and just talk to some of the merchants or restaurants and then chamber to see what happens when they held those events there. I know there's times when, I've come down here and there were a bunch of horse trailers parked everywhere the other night after the county fair. So again, that's, the facility's not in Florence, but we can help benefit ourselves by going out and marketing ourselves. Okay. City manager report.
Yes, my manager's report this time includes the quarterly update for the ARPA tree program. We tried to put it in pretty good detail in there, but Cliff's Notes version is we anticipate the first 6 trees will be coming down in the next couple of weeks. Sam is looking for a beekeeper because there is a hive in one of them that needs to be moved. And then we are also waiting on CDOT because it is along North Pikes Peak. They need to approve the traffic control plan for the contractor. So About $18,000 is the estimated cost for those 6 trees, and once we get those done, we'll be working on the second round of notifications. We anticipate that one will move a little bit faster because 4th of July was in there, so Public Works staff was kind of tied up because they need to supervise as it is a city project, and working on all the legal documentation that we have to send out to homeowners. The street needs assessment, we anticipate presenting that at the August 19th meeting, just working with Three Rocks to clear up a couple of things in the documentation. And we anticipate opening the 2025 outside agency funding applications later this week so that they will be part of the 2025 budget process.
How did the notification to property owners or, you know, people living there, because I imagine some of them were some renters? Did we have anywhere where people were renting the facility or the house and their property owner was someplace else?
Amy sent out letters to the property owners themselves, not the renters, that I believe. So, there was no resistance there and stuff. I attempted to make contact with renters or owners, whatever was in there. Some of them answered, some of them did not, so we're gonna go ahead and proceed.
Okay. And we will also keep track of, I know one thing we talked about a long time ago, keeping track of where we plant the replacement trees for the trees that come down. We will keep that. Okay. I think I've had the more, you relay them to me and then I will relay them and I'll get back to you. Okay. Okay. Any other manager reports? Okay, item 8, executive session. Do I have a motion to head into executive session?
I move to enter into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 246402-4B. An executive session to seek legal advice on specific legal issues regarding the city's legal options related to the application filed by Black Hills and PUC, proceeding number 24AL-0275E. And I would like to invite the city manager and the city attorney.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. Okay, we will now proceed into executive session. Kathy.
Out there on that ash can over there, got me and Matt today. Yeah, you know, on that back door, that little ash tree thing, we went to go move it. So somebody went to the trash to throw it over, I moved it, and this grass came out, hit me in my ear, hit me in the head. Oh no.
I know, this is, yeah. We had to have your truck to Howard.
So, he said anytime, so I mean, hopefully tomorrow or something, because sand is. Yeah, and you know what, I could drive the white car. I'll take my life flag actually when I get home tonight. Yeah, I'll take it out and when I get home and then tomorrow you guys let me know and I'll, yeah, it's, that's what we got. Yeah, tomorrow we, oh, I didn't even know where it's at.
Sound okay or like a little kid?
Nope. Sounded great. I do love when you come up there though and you're just like, hey, you read my report, any questions? Like what, I'm not gonna read, I stumble over myself. I'm not gonna read all of it.
I was wondering, I was like, why do I recognize that guy? I didn't realize that was Stoner.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, I'm sure he was mad that he didn't get to talk or whatever.
At least they made action on it though. He can
Yeah.
go do his thing now.
Shorter the sweeter.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Florence City Council meeting is back in session, 7:39. I'd just like to reiterate that no action was taken in executive session. But we did formally intervene into the Black Hills rate case, and we've asked our city attorney, Dan Finley, to pursue negotiations and next steps. By formally intervening, we are part of the litigation. Do any other council members, does anyone agree with that statement, disagree with that statement, or have anything else to add? Okay, could we have a motion?
I move to direct the city attorney to enter into negotiations and determining next steps relating to that litigation.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. Does any council member have any other item needed for executive session? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I abstain. Motion passes. Adjourned 7:41.
I got something for you.
That was an interesting council meeting.